Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be Genesis 25. Let's get started now. Verse 1. Abraham took another wife, whose name was Keturah. This verse marks the introduction of a new character, Keturah, who becomes Abraham's wife. Keturah's name means incense or fragrance, which could symbolize her sweet nature and pleasing aroma to Abraham. Verse 2. She bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak and Shuah. This verse lists the 6 sons that Keturah bore to Abraham. Each of their names may hold some symbolic meaning, but it's not entirely clear. Verse 3. Jokshan was the father of Sheba and Dedan. The descendants of Dedan were the Ashurites, the Leadishites, and the Lamites. This verse establishes the lineage of Sheba and Dedan, who become important later in biblical history. The Ashurites, Leadishites, and Lamites are not mentioned elsewhere in the Bible. Verse 4. The sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, Hanok, Abida and Eldah. All these were descendants of Keturah. This verse lists the 5 sons that Keturah bore to Midian, who becomes an important figure in later biblical history. Verse 5. Abraham left everything he owned to Isaac. This verse marks the passing of Abraham's legacy to his son Isaac, who becomes the heir to all of his father's possessions and wealth. Verse 6. But while he was still living, he gave gifts to the sons of his concubines and sent them away from his son Isaac to the land of the east. This verse explains that Abraham also gave gifts to the sons of his concubines, but sent them away from Isaac to the land of the east. This may symbolize the separation of those who are not part of the chosen lineage from those who are. Verse 7. Altogether, Abraham lived 175 years. This verse marks the end of Abraham's life, which was a long and fruitful one. It may also symbolize the completion of his earthly journey. Verse 8. Then Abraham breathed his last and died at a good old age, an old man and full of years, and he was gathered to his people. This verse marks Abraham's death and the beginning of his spiritual journey. The phrase, gathered to his people, could symbolize his reunion with his ancestors in the afterlife. Verse 9. His sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah near Mamre, in the field of Ephron son of Zohar the Hittite. This verse explains that Isaac and Ishmael, who were previously estranged, came together to bury their father. This may symbolize the healing of their relationship and the importance of family unity. Verse 10. The field Abraham had bought from the Hittites. There Abraham was buried with his wife Sarah. This verse marks the final resting place of Abraham and Sarah, who were reunited in death. It may symbolize the eternal bond of love between them. Verse 11. After Abraham's death, God blessed his son Isaac, who then lived near Beer Lahai Roi. This verse marks the beginning of Isaac's journey as the new leader of the family. The phrase, Beer Lahai Roi, means, well of the living one who sees me, which could symbolize the constant presence of God in Isaac's life. Verse 12. This is the account of the family line of Abraham's son Ishmael, whom Sarah's slave, Hagar the Egyptian, bore to Abraham. This verse reintroduces Ishmael, who was previously mentioned in the story. It also establishes his lineage as the son of Abraham and Hagar. Verse 13. These are the names of the sons of Ishmael, listed in the order of their birth. Nebaioth the firstborn of Ishmael, Kedar, Adbeel, Mibsam. This verse lists the sons of Ishmael and their birth order. Each of their names may hold some symbolic meaning, but it's not entirely clear. Verse 14. Mishma, Dumah, Massa. This verse continues to list the sons of Ishmael. Verse 15. Hadad, Tema, Jetur, Naphish and Kedemah. This verse concludes the list of Ishmael's sons. Verse 16. These were the sons of Ishmael, and these are the names of the 12 tribal rulers according to their settlements and camps. This verse explains that Ishmael's sons became leaders of different tribes, establishing their place in the history of the region. Verse 17. Ishmael lived 137 years. He breathed his last and died, and he was gathered to his people. This verse marks the end of Ishmael's life and his reunion with his ancestors in the afterlife. Verse 18. His descendants settled in the area from Havilah to Shur, near the eastern border of Egypt, as you go toward Ashur. And they lived in hostility toward all the tribes related to them. This verse explains where Ishmael's descendants settled and their relationship with other tribes in the region. The phrase, lived in hostility, may symbolize the ongoing conflicts between different groups in the region. Overall, this chapter of Genesis provides important information about the lineage and legacy of Abraham and his descendants. It also touches on themes of family relationships, legacy, and conflict in the ancient world. Thank you for watching. Please share with us your favorite Bible verse below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.